This is Nothing Coherent. I'm Brandon. To my right is Ryan, and to my left is Zach. So, we're going to open our episodes always with talking about what we've watched, movie-wise, TV-wise, or what we've been playing video game-wise. We haven't been playing that many games this last few weeks, so we figure we'll open with that. For a big one for all of us has been Smash Brothers.
Oh, God, yeah. I love Smash. I've played way too many hours of that. Were we playing for, like 8 hours one day at your house? Something like that?
The day after it came out, I played for 11 hours on my game clock.
And I was over at your house for 8 of those hours. We just played forever. You hit the 20-hour thing that night, I think.
Yeah.
For the achievement.
The other night, I hit the 600 matches had.
I'm somewhere in the 500 matches. That's all I know.
Meanwhile, I only have 20 characters unlocked on my copy, guys.
But one of us has been playing World of Light, right?
Yes, I have been.
I have not touched that.
Yes, I have. I don't know where exactly I'm at and all that, but I just keep on kind of trucking along. So I've put at least 40 hours into that now. So
I love World at Light, but I got so frustrated at this fight with Princess Zelda with the Fatal Frame.
Oh.
And
it's the assist trophy fight.
Yeah, the
right?
assist trophy fight where it just keeps spawning, and I just couldn't beat it, and I got so mad that I was like, I am going to literally throw the Switch across the room. Well, so I had to turn it off, and I went a completely other way, and I was like, I have nothing left to do. So yeah.
What's funny about that game is 9 out of 10 matches are super easy, and then you just get one that just pisses you off, and you're just going.
The stupid baseball one.
Dude, yeah, I played World of Light for about 5 hours, and that baseball one was the one where I was like, I'm done. Once I beat it, I was like,
put this down.
Yeah, it's like I don't need World of Light anymore. I'll just do the. Because there was a glitch before 1.2 came out, the patch.
Oh, really?
Where you could just reset it and just do the 10 minutes, and that's how we got it. That's how we got most of them the first night.
Well, there you go.
I know you have been playing Fallout.
Yeah, not Fallout 76. I haven't been playing that. But yeah, I restarted Fallout 4. I actually just hit level 85 on my main character the other day. And I finally finished Nuka World. So,
okay.
Because I try to do everything in Bethesda games just to see what I can do. This time I'm doing a pickpocket guy where his whole thing is he just runs up and the way he kills people is pickpocketing mines or grenades and leaving them on them and they just explode and it's hilarious. So much fun.
I have an obsession with 2K right now, and I'm still playing it and going through franchise mode, so sports stuff. But I'm midway through my my first season with my team with a franchise deal. So, anyways, that's basically all I've been really playing in the last couple weeks. So nothing too crazy.
I have gotten back into Pokemon Go an ungodly amount. I even drove around the other night. I went and got food, which I should have made at home. Instead, I went out and got dinner from McDonald's because I wanted to drive around and defeat some gyms. And then my fiance wanted me to play, shouldn't admit this other game called Heyday, which is Farmville but mobile. And it is absolute trash, but I am level 12. So that means I've put at least 6 hours probably into this game.
I'm so proud of you right now. But speaking of getting back into things, while I was out of town, I played Ocarina of Time for the first time in 10 years. And I got to the Shadow Temple with my brother while I was out of town, and it was a lot of fun. I forgot how much I love that game. Except for Bombshy Bowling, I hated that.
I don't think I played anything else right now. I mean, I played Pokemon a little bit. Let's Go, Pikachu. I love it. I'm at Sabrina right now.
Wow.
Then I stopped because Smash. But
yeah, I just got the game and I finally beat Brat. I was just grinding. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this. And
okay, so since you've played it, do you agree with me currently? I may need to wait and let you play a little bit more. That the capturing, you can't imagine going back to wild battles.
I don't know, because I like battling the Pokemon. I don't mind the capture element of it, but moving the Switch around to find the Pokemon when they're moving around the screen, I'm like, okay, this is getting more difficult. But I don't hate the game. If I played it in just full TV, it would
on
be a lot
dock,
easier.
it's just flinging the Joy-Con, which played
it. That's the same concept with the app, right?
So the app, you can turn off the AR, so they're not moving around. It's locked, and you just do the flick.
Can you turn off AR on the Let's Go version or no?
On the docked version, you might be able to. I don't know. It doesn't activate on the docked one. I assume because you have to angle. Because you can. Okay, so hold on. Let me rewind. The Joy-Con is actually pretty trash. The Pokeball Plus, that is unfortunately $50.
That's ridiculous.
Is it's perfect motion. Like I threw it out of my hand a few times because it feels like you're throwing a Pokeball. It's so like in sync. No, it has a bunch of stuff because they know people are gonna throw it.
Yeah.
But it sucks because it only has 2 buttons, so you can't like opening menus is really hard, and like doing all this other stuff. So it's just really frustrating to use outside of capturing.
Well, at least they have a strap because I had a Wii remote back when I was a kid, and the strap was just destroyed, and we were playing bowling, and just boom, TV gone.
They had I remember reading an article right when the Wii bowling or Wii Sports came out, and how many TVs they got broken in that first few months, which is insane.
Well, it's why they put the parental guide or like the please don't sue us guide at the beginning.
I mean,
they realized
think of how much money Nintendo would have lost if they didn't have that.
And plant bases and it's not good stuff.
He should be that Wiimote guy in the beginning of the video.
Oh,
or the beginning should be a fighter in Smash. He just throws Wiimotes at people.
As many characters are in Smash, I would not be surprised.
With how they have Wii Fit Trainer in there, I don't blame them for not including the Wii Motion guy. I think that'd be great.
He won't be DLC.
I know, he won't.
he won't. I'm just putting this out there now.
Listen, guys. If you tweet at Sakurai right now, it might happen.
Mm-hmm. Yep, okay. He asked them to stop doing that. Don't encourage that. We don't get our audience to be that toxic.
I'm kidding.
Okay, so I haven't been playing anything else. Neither.
My grandma just got me NHL 19, so
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, so I've heard that game isn't very great, but I'm gonna find out. And I know you can pick fights with other hockey players, so that may be the only thing I do. So
that's the only reason I watch
like
hockey.
My grandma got me NASCAR. She gets me like the most like random games sports wise, but it's like NASCAR. You just I think I played it once and caused like mass mayhem, and that's about it.
Sounds awesome.
Okay, so I have watched a lot of movies.
Okay.
This last week, I've 4 currently. 2 of them in theaters. So I'll start with Bumblebee because we can talk about that.
Yeah.
And the rest I'll try to do quickly.
I loved Bumblebee.
It was far better than I expected, and I'm glad. Now, it is not, in my opinion, a normal Transformers movie.
Sure.
Except for the first 5 minutes, which, like, I wish that first 5 minutes were the entire movie.
I think you'll get that at some point.
I hope so. The first 5 minutes is the opening on Cybertron, so a super big spoiler.
Yeah.
As the movie progresses, though, it's more of Bumblebee and Haley.
Yeah.
Is it Steinfeld?
Mm-hmm.
His character, which her name's actually Charlie.
In the movie.
It's their relationship. If you ever seen the Iron Giant, in my opinion, it's better Iron Giant.
Listen, I will fight you on that still, because when did you watch Iron Giant? Like 2 weeks ago?
Oh, we watched it last Sunday.
Yeah, we literally just watched this last Sunday.
It's been like 2 years since I've watched that movie, and I still hold it as one of my favorite animated films.
I just think there's too much nonsense.
Okay, well, I disagree.
I actually really like Iron Giant.
I like it. No, hold on. Let's make it clear. I like Iron Giant.
Okay.
It's just that scene with him hiding and the art director and all that stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. Our editor or producer is freaking out behind the camera. I'm so sorry.
Winter Soldier is just better G.I. Joes. So.
We can all agree on that.
Okay, fine. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Iron Giant, so.
Well, you haven't seen Bumblebee, so you need to.
Yeah, I don't
anyway,
care.
back to the people who matter.
About this.
Well, thank you.
Let's calm down.
Wow.
I thought so I have I don't like the Decepticons.
Yeah.
Because they're no names.
Right, there's no significance of them being there other than find Bumblebee.
I think the problem is the trailer makes it look like
it's
and I don't think this is it makes the trailer makes it look like Starscream, and that was like when I saw that Transformer in the trailer, I lost my mind because I was like,
remember
that's Starscream.
You freaked out.
But,
and then when we saw Optimus like in the trailer, you were shrieking. It was great. I was like, Brandon's so excited. See, I don't know a whole lot about Transformers as a series. I always ask him about everything. But I went into this movie thinking it's going to be like the last couple where the core fans are either going to love it or they're just going to hate it. And then I went into it and I was like, wow, that was actually really good.
I've seen all the big movies that are out this weekend, the 4 that are fighting, and that's Spider-Man, Mary Poppins, Aquaman, and Bumblebee. And if I had to rank them, Bumblebee would be like my second recommendation to people to go see.
Yeah.
Of those 4.
After Spider-Man.
Yeah. Which we did an episode on. Please go listen to.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Has like 30 views.
We have special guest Jake on that.
But overall, though, I guess I should back to it. I think Bumblebee's character is really interesting. It tries its best to tie into the Bay films without going too hard into the Bay movies.
Yeah.
Because it's a soft this is a soft reboot.
Thank God.
It acknowledges two things that acknowledge the Bayverse, but outside of that, it understands it needs to be its own thing because the Bay
Right.
movies are they're done.
Mm-hmm.
So with those, I think Bumblebee's a great character for somebody who doesn't talk. Again, I mean, like he
Right.
talks, but like
Yeah,
no
no,
full
his,
sentences. It's still they use the radio like they do in the other movies.
they convey so much emotion for that character through his eyes and his expressions and just gestures towards Charlie's character. It was really moving.
Their relationship was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on relationships in Bumblebee, I have a problem. I hate the family. I'm really tired of these human families and these Transformer movies that are just bad. Is it Ron?
Yeah, the stepdad.
Yeah, he was good in the last few minutes of the movie, but leading up to that, I felt like the parents
They did nothing.
Yeah, and they were almost antagonists themselves.
Yeah.
Like I felt like they were just. It was so dumb. They were so unnecessary, and they
The
kept
brother
doing
was
things.
too.
Yeah, they kept doing things. I'm like, what's the point of doing this? Like,
Just to give you, I guess, more of a family feel. I don't know.
I guess. I felt like they were. You can agree with me though. They were unnecessary.
Yeah,
and,
like, I
the
feel
movie
like-
would have been better without them. If we could spend more time with Charlie and B instead
Right,
of
you
them.
could have had more time with Charlie and B, or her, I guess, love interest.
He was okay.
Kind of like friend that likes her. Like, it would have been better if they would have focused more on him, I think, as a character, because he has a lot more screen time, and it would have helped him. Or John Cena's character.
I like John Cena. He was good in like Blockers and
Yeah.
There's something else he's in.
He's-
Blockers. But in this, he is the villain to an extent. I don't mind him. He's the generic army guy that every
Yeah.
Transformer movie
He's
has
not-
currently.
He's not terrible, but they didn't give him any unique character trait, so he was just kind of there, and it was like, oh, it's played by John Cena.
Okay, so I would give it an 8 out of 10.
That's what I was thinking too when I saw it the other night when we were talking with everybody after we saw it.
Yeah, I really liked Bumblebee.
I'll probably see it again.
Yeah, I would see it again. It's definitely the best. I'd be willing to make an argument that's the best Transformers movie, even
Yeah.
over the original 86
Wow.
one, 76. It's 86 or 76. But that's just because that movie doesn't
It's 86.
age well. I think it's 80. I think 86 sounds right, but I thought something. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's old.
So I'm gonna quickly go through these next three. I saw Mary Poppins Returns. It's good. Emily Blunt and Lin-Manuel Miranda do great. The child actors are really good. So is the pros. The music's good. You probably won't listen to it outside of the movie. So that's a pro and a con for it. It's visually. There is a scene. There's a 2D animation scene that is worth your ticket. Like sitting there watching that scene, I was blown away. It looks beautiful, and like the interactions between them, between the humans and the 2D animation looks great. So the cons though, this is kind of a spoiler, not really. There's a villain character and it's very unnecessary. I wish the movie had dealt with the problem a different way. There's some event that happens that is the reason Mary came back. And I wish the event was more of the focus than this other problem they have. So I won't spoil that, but it's very unnecessary. It kind of bogs it down because I would rather either have more time with Mary and the kids than have this other character that's very pointless and kind of, they're almost comic relief to an extent. It kind of reminds me of like a Muppets villain. It's really, It's odd. It's very odd.
Sure.
The other con is some of the music does go on for a little while. There's one song that goes on for a long time, and I felt like they added a moment to it, which is Lynn's character rapping. Because I was like, it sounds like The World Turned Upside Down.
I love that.
Yorktown from Hamilton. I was like, this partially sounds like that, and I feel like this was added last minute because they're like, oh, we got the guy who did Hamilton.
You sound like this is a problem.
It's not. I just think it adds to the problem of the music sometimes over. Oh, hold on, I got one more con. There is another character, and I mean, like, this scene goes on for like over 5 minutes because I went to the bathroom and came back, and it was still going on. There's a musical number that is with a new character that's introduced. They're only in the movie for that musical number and never seen again. You never So they have to take something to this character, and you never see the item again. Like it's never it's just forgotten. Like I think they made the movie and they forgot about this character. That or I missed it. But it's it blew my mind. I was like, why is this happening?
Maybe it was when you went to the bathroom.
Well, no, I went to the bathroom
they
during the middle of the
explained
musical number, and I asked.
Oh, okay.
Came back and it was still going.
Yeah, no. What it was. Because it started and I was like, I don't need to hear this.
Okay.
But overall, it's a 7. It's good. It's a classic Disney movie. It's not. I know I harped on it a little bit, a lot there, but it's good. So I actually brought them with me.
What you got there?
So I watched 2 other movies that my roommate recommended. So the first one was Upgrade on Blu-ray and DVD. Please buy. The premise of it is guy gets injured, his wife is murdered, and so he was offered a chance to be enhanced with a microchip that basically helps control his body, makes him super smart. Basically, imagine the Matrix where he's like, I know kung fu. And so from there on, it's his like revenge story. It's better Venom. It's like there are some beats I was like, this could be Venom. If you had just added the symbiote and like let him run around, I'd have been like, this is a better origin story for Venom. It has some unique things that happen towards the end that I won't ruin. I definitely recommend you watch it.
Okay.
This guy, I can't remember his name. Logan Marshall Green is the first Shocker in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Really?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
that's advertised that he was in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh, it's right there.
He was in there.
They want to make sure.
He was in there for 5 minutes, and so
I
he
didn't
made
read
sure
the
to be
stuff on the
advertised.
back. I just was looking at it and I was like, oh, it looks kind of cool.
But he does really good in it. There aren't that many other human characters. I feel like they all do fine. But he's like the main focus. The actions are really cool. It almost has a horror-esque feel.
Which is what Venom should have had.
Yeah. Overall, I give it like a 9.
Wow.
It is really
Okay.
good. It might be my top 10 at the end of this year.
Okay.
Wow.
I'll
Yeah.
have to
I really
keep
like
that
it.
in mind.
The other one is Blind Spotting, which my roommate still won't shut up about, and it's his favorite movie of the year. He saw, I think, 3 times in theaters.
Wow.
David Diggs, that's the guy from
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays Jefferson.
He's really good in it. The plot of the movie is he's on probation.
Mm-hmm.
On his like 3rd to last day, he sees a white cop shoot a black guy,
Oh,
and
really?
it's him dealing with that for the rest of the movie. It's like there's a lot of symbolism. Okay. So I really like the movie. It's really good. It's really well acted. Me and my roommate were talking. Hold on, let's rewind. Everyone does great in it. There's not that many cast members, but they're all incredible in it. His relationship with I can't remember the guy's name. Miles's character is really good. They're like brothers from another mother kind of situation. They're both like lived on the streets, trying to like get clean to an extent. There's a lot of cool relationships there. I didn't know anything going into this movie, and I feel like that's how you should view it. I feel like it'll give you the best view of it. My biggest problem with the movie, and this isn't even to its own fault, because I think the movie's great. I think it's a little too short. It's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Wow, that is short.
Maybe an hour and a half. I felt it flew by.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 9. I want to pull back and talk about something now. My worry with the movie, also, this might be my like top 10 of the year too. Like, I was blown away by both these films, and I could not believe how good both of them were. My problem with the movie, and this year we had like 3, The Hate U Give. I think there was one other one of like 3 white cops shooting a black guy.
Yeah.
Is that we're gonna get into the territory of like that annoying people with how many of those they make.
Right.
And that's what we talked about. That was what worried us, because the movie's really good and the ending is incredible.
Yeah.
But
What's the one with Michael B. Jordan that you had me watch? Like.
Fruitvale Station.
Yeah, I feel like that movie kind of did that, and now knowing that this movie has the same element, I'll definitely watch that.
Yeah, this is really good, and I strongly recommend it. It's only like it was like $12 at Walmart too. So.
Wow. Worth picking up then.
Okay, so, you saw.
Yeah, I went to the movies with my parents in Georgia, and we went and saw The Mule with Clint Eastwood. I really liked that film.
I really want to see that movie.
It's good. I would recommend it. Like most Clint Eastwood movies, it moves a little slow, but the character development for him especially is there. And just the element of I'm trying to word this without revealing anything, because where the plot is, it's super slow, so almost everything is a big plot point.
Mm-hmm.
His character is all about how he left things that were important to him for work, and that kind of becomes the whole story for him in that movie. Like, he just missed things with his family, and that was a major theme throughout. And the element of family in that film is really good, and then just the drama from him being a drug mule on top of that just added a whole lot to the film. I would recommend seeing it. If I had to give it a scale on 1 to 10, I'd probably say a 7 or an 8. I really enjoyed it.
Do you think this is Clint Eastwood's final movie?
Of him directing or acting in it?
Actually
or?
acting. I mean, maybe both. Because
I
I
don't
don't think
think
he's working on anything else that I know of.
I hope not. I would like for him to keep directing because I really like the way he shoots things
Yeah.
from a film perspective. And I love that he tries to do everything in as few takes as possible.
Yeah.
I think that gives you a lot more of an authentic feel. So I hope at the very least he keeps directing movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see him stepping away from
Yeah.
acting. He's
Because
almost
the last
90.
few movies, it's been rumored that that's like his final movie. But
Right.
he's getting so old,
Mhm.
and and it's, and I think for the most part, I mean, he may go for like 10 more years and die on the screen, but I think his time is probably coming with at least the acting side. But
Yeah.
the directing side, people say that, I mean, he's awesome to work with still,
Yeah.
and like all the movies that he does come out with, he puts a lot more time into him. I think individually, he's not trying to rush things and stuff,
Right.
so which helps the quality of films. So
yeah, for me that would be a definite recommend. I would put it after Spider-Verse and Bumblebee though on your priority list. But I also haven't seen Mary Poppins yet. I'll probably be seeing that within the next couple days, and then maybe we'll talk about that next week. I don't know.
yeah, I'm just gonna watch all these. I'm just gonna stay at the movie theater like all day and just get caught up.
Worth it.
I'm seeing Vice next week, so you gotta add that too to your list then.
Oh, I
Okay.
want to see that.
I'll watch like 6 movies.
So much money.
All right. Did you watch anything TV show wise
So
or movie?
TV show, I'm a little bit behind on some stuff, but I finished House of Cards, which I watched the first 5 seasons. Yes, we got a little candle here. It's a little chilly, so keep warm.
Yeah.
But I watched through the whole 6th season of House of Cards, and I love that show. But this last season was really rough for me.
I agree.
Obviously, without Kevin Spacey, there's a whole missing element. Kevin Spacey is such a strong character in that show. Obviously, he's the main character, but once they throw him out, there's so much to make up for it, and I don't think the characters that are still on screen, and then they kind of have like this other like rival kind of come up and try to steal a spotlight from your main characters, and I think there's just too much going on with that, and not enough like a strong enough character that Kevin Spacey provides. And I think with Kevin Spacey not being there, and they refer back to Kevin Spacey quite a bit, which I figured since with his whole ordeal off screen, they would not mention him at all, and they just kind of put him in the past. But I'm glad that they kept him within reach of the plot and why this happened. Obviously, if you've watched the end of season 5, he dies, and you find that out. Sorry.
Spoilers, Martha.
Spoilers, just a little bit. But, I mean, anybody I feel like, for the most part, knows that he's... But, like, what happens with him and, like, what's going on, like, no one knows until the very, very end. And it's like a plot twist throughout the whole season, so... But, anyways, I didn't like the last season as much. Maybe it's because of Kevin Spacey, but I think they just overdid it. And then the very, very end, obviously I won't ruin that, was pretty rough. If they actually try to make a season 7 out of this, I will probably not want to watch that at all.
Dear God, I hope not. They should have cut that show the second that all the Kevin Spacey allegations came out, because they set up so much for his character, and they just never get a real payoff for that. He just is gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
there's no closure.
Yeah, there's so much stuff building all the way back from season 1 with things that he did like to gain power, and I'm like, at some point he's going to answer for this, and we never got that. And I understand why,
And
But for
I
me, I'm
wish
like,
I wish they would have twisted his death a little bit because of the things that he did in the first few seasons.
like maybe he killed himself or something.
Yes, or someone came back from the past and did something. But I won't,
Yeah.
it all comes back to him, but not like the way I think it should have been. But also, I think they're in a little bit of a panic because everything was last second, and they were just trying to rewrite everything. And so, I don't know. I don't know. Should I give a rating for that last season?
You can if you want.
So, yeah.
I mean, if I had to give it a rating out of 10, I'd probably say a 6. I mean, I love the format of the show still. It's just not the same without Kevin Spacey, which is a shame because everybody in that show does a really good job. All their characters are great and everything, but the lack of Frank Underwood just really affected the flow of that entire season, and it definitely shows.
Yes, I would probably I would give it a 7 just because I like Frances Underwood makes up for some of it, but she tries to do too much to replicate. But I think if you really look into it and what her problems are with Frank Underwood in the previous seasons, I think she tries to replicate him some in the show, but I think it's just too much of it. Too much, they reach too far trying to replicate some. So it's just a weird. They, like Zach said, they should have probably cut it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have other segments planned. We'll start doing in the future. We're gonna do one. Me and Zach, maybe Ryan. We'll do anime with the boys.
Yeah.
Our first episode, our first segment of it will be I'm making him watch One Punch Man and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Okay.
So I watched. I'm midway through. I watched One Punch Man in one day, which I liked it. That has flaws. We'll talk about it. JoJo is really weird. I've watched it before, but I'm actually sitting down and watching it. I'm midway through Battle Tendency, which for those who know, it's the show. JoJo is divided up in episodes. When a character dies, it jumps ahead of time or some time to their descendants and stuff. So I'm midway through Joseph's story. But that'll be a segment. But right now we're going to do our topic of the show, which is 2019. I want to do an in-review of 2018. We'll wait a little bit longer because there's still some movies and games I'd like to try to play.
Right.
I think I know what all my game of the year and movie of the year are, but just to be safe. So we're going to talk about our big ones for 2019. I had Zach here write up a list of games and movies. We'll try to cover them quick. Try to give our quick impressions of what we think, if they'll be good or bad, or how excited we are for them. So start off with the big one, Endgame, the new Avengers film.
It's gonna be good.
It better be good.
If it's bad, I have lost all hope in humanity, and I probably won't see any of these either.
Yeah, I hope it's good. Infinity War was far better than it ever should have been.
Yeah.
That movie should never have worked.
Yeah, there's a definitive beginning, middle, and end. They're geniuses. Yeah. I love them.
I honestly, and originally considered part 1 and part 2.
Right. And
switching it to different names. It makes sense after you see Infinity War because you're oh, okay, this is actually 2 different movies.
Yeah.
Well, and when you crunch so much into one movie and how they spaced all the characters out and gave them each of their screen time, I think it helps out the movie a lot with at least getting the screen time of each character and being able to balance it pretty well. So,
next one is Star Wars Episode 9.
Yes. So out of all the movies next year, this is the one. This is the they can really mess this up, and I'm going to probably trap myself in a basement.
I was gonna say you try to protest, but you just see them all anyway.
Yes, probably just out of curiosity. But this one, it's not a threat, but if they mess it up, I'm burning down their studios. All of them.
All right,
and
that is not. We do not support this beliefs. He's on his own.
Speak for me.
I'm excited for 9. It's the last Skywalker movie, according to the source, which I think that either means. I think that just means that Luke and Leia are gone.
Yeah.
Because Kylo isn't a Skywalker.
I cannot imagine them not referencing Skywalker outside of this.
Well, I think it just means they won't be there as a character. They're not characters in the movie.
Yes, I just still think that somehow it's going to allude to the Skywalkers for at least the next trilogy. I just think that something will be mentioned about it. I don't know what. Which I think they really need to get away from it completely, to be honest. It's probably not going to do very well for ticket sales that way, but I think.
I mean, Rogue One. I guess Rogue One has a Skywalker. I don't hate Last Jedi, but I am super curious to see how much JJ is just gonna retcon because that Last Jedi probably was not his original vision based on him coming back to do 9.
Yes.
I'm surprised that they just didn't try to be like, hey, this is what you have to do, versus having full creative control over it. Because I mean, the movie is divisive. I like it, but
yeah, I don't hate it.
There's parts of it that I want to change.
It's really going to be a test for JJ also to like rebound from what he really wanted, and because I know this isn't exactly probably the way, and I think he's been quoted saying that it wasn't the way he pictured it, but how he's going to tie that back into what he originally wanted and make it flow, because there's just too many fans to mess with on going too far out. So yeah, I don't know.
Right, so try to do quick impressions of all these. Lion King, I think it looks good.
Looks great. I think it's going to be
I'm actually
good.
excited for Lion King.
Yeah, Jungle Book was really good.
Yep.
I think Jungle Book is better than the original Jungle Book. Fight me.
Okay.
And so,
I mean,
it doesn't have the music, which I missed that a little bit, but I think as a movie, it's a better movie.
and with just the animation and everything compared to the CGI with that movie, I think that we've gotten to that point with technology now that I'm not even worried about any of that, about it looking bad. So,
Toy Story 4.
I have high hopes for it, but I honestly don't see why they need to make a 4th. I want to see it, and I want it to be good.
That's how I feel.
yeah, Tom Hanks was crying at the end of it, so I'm
I thought it was Tim
gonna be
Allen.
crying.
Either.
It's one of them.
What?
Yeah, I thought it was Tim Allen.
They're just going to be
Yeah, I
feels.
thought
It doesn't.
yeah, whatever.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
I'm going to be really interested to see what they do for the first Marvel film after Endgame.
I'm curious to finally see Mysterio in live action. That is Jake Gyllenhaal playing him. Makes me super excited.
Do you think that we might see like Sable International because of this?
I think
Maybe in
it's
a sequel.
I think it's Sword,
Sword. Okay.
but I don't know. I think it depends on it. Depending on what happens in Endgame is what's going to depend on what.
Yeah, exactly. Like we have no idea.
Because if they retcon / switch the universes a bunch because Endgame with time travel and stuff, I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah.
And it's like 1 month after Endgame. Right?
It's been quoted that it's minutes after Endgame.
Okay.
I wouldn't hold. That might mean the opening is minutes after, and then they do a time skip, like how
Yeah.
Homecoming opens with right after Civil War. And
There's so many
months.
possibilities with this whole universe thing. So
John Wick Chapter 3.
I'm excited to see Keanu Reeves do really cool stuff with guns.
that's all you need to know.
That's
And
all-
I saw a poster with 2 dogs. So
Oh, there was an image. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they
image.
kill 2 dogs in that movie,
yeah. So if 2 dogs instantly die, we know.
I
it's
want my
double
money
the
back.
I
Double
like
the action.
each one has gotten better. I
Yeah.
like Chapter 2 more. I like Chapter 1.
I agree.
And so I'm excited to see where we go. A big one for me is Glass.
Me too. I'm super
I'm excited for it, but
I love Unbreakable and
Yep.
I love Split. So
They're
I
both
mean,
great.
I
That's
never
like Shyamalan's one claim to fame, apart from like Sixth Sense.
and Signs debatably.
Yeah,
depending on who
Signs
you
is
ask.
okay, but like those are his really good ones. Is Unbreakable and Glass, or not Glass, but Split.
Yeah, I had an emotional reaction when we saw Split, and the twist comes up. I actually screamed in the theater. Me and a friend screamed, and other people in the front row were like, "What are they freaking out about?" And we're like, "This is a sequel to Unbreakable. How are you not excited?" And it was just,
Nobody remembers.
yeah.
It's been so long, which is why I'm even more excited. When did
that's
the
what makes this movie more unique too, because it's just outside of what people know.
Like early 2000s. if
yeah,
that
it
your
was
question.
like 2001, 2002.
Okay. So, sir, one of your favorite movies of all time is probably the Lego Movie, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so they're making a sequel 5 years later. It's taken 5 years. It's been 5 years.
5 years.
Do you think this movie can actually be good? 5 years later without Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the original directors.
My hunch is no. I love Lego Movie, and I love how fun it is, and I love how anybody can watch it and love this movie. I don't think in 5 years, with them gone, maybe, and I'm praying that it will pick up and it'll be just the same dynamic as the first Lego Movie. But what happens is what I'm nervous about is it's going to be more about sales, toy sales, and more of just throwing this stuff out, and it's going to be kind of like we're going to have about a ton more Lego movie type, different. I don't know. I'm just not. I don't.
On the table.
Sorry, I'm just not. I'm not that excited for it, surprisingly. And I mean, 5 years ago, I was super pumped up, and the Lego Batman movie was great. But
Did you see Lego Ninjago? Because
No.
David went and saw it by himself at a theater at 11 a.m. with at the back.
I did see it. I didn't think it was as good as the Lego Batman movie, but I think just the character Batman, and it just sells it. So.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
I don't think the trailer looks good for Lego Movie 2.
And
I mean, trailers are misleading, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I just wanted to throw that out there.
I think, like I said, I think they're just forcing things more on the sales. Even though they waited 5 years, I think it was just they just didn't take. I think they just got together and they go, let's go make another Lego movie and let's see if we can make some money out of it. And I don't know. But I'm not gonna talk too soon.
I wonder if the 5 years was because they wanted Phil Lord and Chris Miller back, and then
They just never got him.
yeah, I think they're too busy now producing the Spider-Verse movies.
Yeah, and I think if they would have did a back-to-back year, 2-year gap in there, that they would have had a better chance of getting them.
But actually made money because I don't
and
think
make
this
money
is doing well.
just based off the hype then.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay,
We'll
so the original Captain Marvel, Shazam.
I don't know enough about Shazam to be like, okay, this is going to be good. But
Let me tell you something. Shazam is my second favorite DC hero. Do I know a lot about him? Not that much, surprisingly. Do I like him? Yes. I think this movie looks good, and I love Zachary Levi.
yeah,
I like the director. Our producer, editor back there recommended a podcast, Film Riot, right? And he got talked for a little while. And listening to him talk about his passion for it and all the stuff they went through to get it done, I just cannot wait to see this movie. Is it going to be good? Who knows?
yeah.
After Aquaman, I have no expectations for DC, and I'm willing to go see it for sure. My expectations are pretty low though, but it looks. I think when he says Shazam and he walks out of that cloud,
Yeah,
I get
excited.
chills.
You get excited, and that's the first time I've watched a trailer from DC where I've actually gotten excited about a movie. The thing with Shazam is they're going to focus more on humor, and DC and humor right now is just not. It's not going with me. So if Shazam can set up a whole different dynamic, which it looks like it will, then I think we're going to be okay.
Now, for the record, Shazam is under. So they've had 3 producers. It was the Snyders, the John, and then now it's a new producer. And Shazam is the first one under the new producer.
Okay.
Which I guess they had a big hand in. We'll see. There's a lot of theories.
Okay.
Go to DC EU subreddit and you can just watch them crash and burn every day. It's kind of fun.
Side note, David Sandberg actually started off as a YouTuber and worked his way up to directing Shazam, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, he did
Follow
his
your dreams,
Lights Out.
kids.
We did his Lights Out YouTube film, right? And then it got picked up.
It was 3 minutes long.
Yeah, it got picked up, which is it's good. I like Lights Out.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
It's all right.
I mean, for like a first-time
The
filmmaker.
fact that the dude, started on YouTube.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's
now
awesome.
he's directing Shazam. That's pretty freaking awesome.
That's what we're
That's why
gonna
I'm
do.
going to see it, honestly.
We're not doing that. We're not making a movie.
I
So
thought that was the.
You
No.
missed 100% of the shots. you
Shazam!
don't take.
Ashley, so our next one's Captain Marvel.
It looks like a good Green Lantern.
Oh,
The Green Lantern movie's not good.
I know it's not. That's why
I
I'm
looked-
upset.
What? Oh, I thought you were about to defend Green Lantern. I stopped.
Oh, no,
I
no,
was
no,
like,
no,
I was like, whoa,
Green
whoa.
Lantern is
Zach
going.
just-
Yeah.
Just
no.
step out of the way.
Zach just throws my chair against the wall. I think the trailer looks good. I know the first trailer was the better trailer for sure. The second one's okay. I mean, we're getting to that classic Marvel where they're starting to show a little too much, maybe.
Yeah.
I like Brie Larson a lot. I think
Yeah,
the
I do
suit
too.
and the Super Saiyan
Yeah.
looks great.
I'm just like, you can do Dragon Ball, guys. It's okay. We're at the point now where Evolution is a forgotten film and should die in a fire. But yeah, no, I think it looks really good. I'm hopeful for it.
All right, so I'm about to give my controversial opinion. Actually, I've changed my mind. My most anticipated film is Detective Pikachu, and I kid you not, I
don't
cried. I'm about to cry again when I saw that trailer and seen the Pokemon. When he walks out of the,
Oh,
when he walks out and there's just Pokemon around the world, I actually started crying because I was like, this looks good. I had no expectations.
that is my childhood.
I thought it was gonna be trash, but that trailer, when it plays the light piano, the theme song, I was like. I still get chills. I mean, it's freezing right now, but I'm getting chills again just thinking about that trailer.
It's so good.
If the movie sucks, I get it. I'm hoping it's good. It probably won't be.
I have hopes.
I want to be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Pokemon fan.
I just like how Ryan Reynolds is in it.
As
No,
Pikachu.
I think he's a great pick for Pikachu's voice, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's just funny. I'm still not over Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds, so it's just funny he goes from Deadpool to Pikachu. I don't know.
Deadpool 3 better have a Pikachu joke. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I bet half of it will be full Pokemon jokes.
Okay. So Godzilla 2. My dad loves Godzilla, so I've seen all of them. I kid you not.
Up his alley.
There's like 30 of them, and I've seen them all. Some of them I wish I hadn't. I think it looks great. The first trailer, you could argue is one of the best trailers ever made. Some of the shots in there are incredible. Yeah. I think it looks good. The second one is more of a kaiju movie. Looks like just monsters fighting, which is all I want. It's all Godzilla is. I get there are human elements, and all the Japanese ones have that too. Which is the problem trying to explain that to Americans. So I'm going to explain that to us. But I think it looks good.
Giant monsters destroying things. That's what we want.
Yeah, really the last 20 minutes of every Godzilla movie is them fighting. The rest of it is Japanese people trying to be like, oh, how are we going to avoid them again?
You don't.
So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's the...
Mr. Rogers.
Nope. We're right here. Calm down. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is the...
Quentin Tarantino film.
Yeah, I couldn't remember his name. It has DiCaprio.
DiCaprio.
It was supposed to have Burt Reynolds before he died. Because he hadn't got to film his stuff yet, which sucks.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen anything on it.
It's Tarantino and DiCaprio. I'm almost 100% certain it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Tarantino's amazing with...
He's never made a bad movie.
Yeah. Have they ever worked together?
DiCaprio? Yeah.
Django.
Oh, yeah.
I almost said the Django.
Yeah, I was trying to... Yeah.
The Django!
Hobbs and Shaw. Actually, it's now called Fast and Furious presenting Hobbs and Shaw.
Such a
they want that Fast and Furious.
Yeah, they need that money.
They knew that if they
line
didn't have
in there,
that...
if it's just Hobbs and Shaw, everyone's gonna think
Well, it wouldn't make
Calvin
money in
Hobbs.
China.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're out. He loves the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, okay. I mean, loves certain ones are pretty rough, but for the most part, I like them. I'm not I don't know.
The Rock is a good actor.
Yes.
He's gotten so
I think
much better.
their dynamic will either be really, really cringy, and there's gonna be. But that's what Fast and Furious is now. Is just these cringy.
Fate of the Furious is like an Oscar movie. When he's driving that bug backwards on fire, and then jumps out and
You're right. You're right, and I think we're gonna see a lot more of that. And I hope he breaks his arm again so he can break out of that cast, because that's all I really want to see out of this movie. But I am excited just to see what they do, because this can be a really big turning point. Obviously, for the I won't mention his name. I don't want to cry, but he won't be in it. So
All right,
yeah.
Chapter 2.
I want it to be good. I like the first one.
First one is, in my opinion, one of the... I wouldn't say because they're Shawshank. I always forget what he does. I'd say it's probably the best horror movie of the King adaptations, which is controversial because I know The Shining, a lot of people would argue, is better. Which I get, it's good. But for me, I really liked it. I love the characters. I love the kids. It has always been like my favorite horror of King. And so to see like a really good adaptation of it without the orgy scene is really good.
Yeah.
I'm not huge into horror films, but I actually really like the first one. So I'm actually excited for it.
Yeah.
Is there a cat fighting outside?
I don't know.
Okay, well, anyway. Zombieland 2.
I'm excited.
I'm extremely excited for Zombieland 2.
Will it be good?
Probably
it won't
not.
be good,
Do you not
but
like
I'm
it?
excited for it.
I'm not excited for that at all.
It has the original cast. That's basically all it's got going for it. I think it'll probably be bad, honestly.
I just want them to make Twinkie references throughout the whole thing.
Oh,
After
yeah.
the Amazon series, I have no faith in that franchise.
Oh, right. I forgot that was a thing.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, Amazon tried it. They only did the pilot episode because it was so bad, right?
Wow.
Or they
I
actually
think
do...
there were 2 or 3 episodes.
Okay, anyway. You Are My Friend. After Won't You Be My Neighbor. I'm
Yeah.
pretty excited for this. Won't You Be My Neighbor. We'll talk about hopefully in an episode or two.
Yeah.
This is the Mr. Rogers biopic, which is Tom Hanks playing him. So, I have a lot of high hopes. Frozen 2.
As long as the music goes away at the proper time, I'm okay.
He scared me.
It stays in theater. It stayed in theaters for so long, and the music just never went away for the first one. So I'm like, please just know when to quit playing it on the radio.
Sonic the Hedgehog looks terrible.
Yeah, It looks bad.
We haven't seen any footage of it, so I'll wait fully judgment. But his legs in that
That
leg poster looks bad, and the other poster looks really creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Aladdin.
I want it to be good. I love Aladdin.
Have you seen Have you guys seen the image
Yes.
of Will Smith?
No.
You haven't?
No.
I don't hate it. It's his human form. They said he'll be CG for most of it, but he's got a disguise form,
That's fine.
which is just Will Smith. Which the Broadway play
Yeah.
is what I think this is going to inspire a lot from. I think a lot of people are not expecting that, and so when they see this stuff, they're like, "Well, why is it like that?" Well, I
Yeah.
think it's going to take from that because it has like his parents and it's longer. It's like 2.5 hours for the play, and so to get a full movie, I think I expect it to be more like that. I'm excited for it. Guy Ritchie though hasn't done great in the last few years. So.
Okay.
If they could
Is
have,
it this image?
Oh.
Can you edit that in?
we'll just take a picture of that.
Okay, so were you gonna say something?
Oh yes. So to replace Robin Williams, out of not completely, but to I got our candle here. It reminds me of that. I will say that Will Smith. I have a little bit of faith in Will Smith that he's going to be able to carry some of what Robin Williams left, but that one's a big thing for a lot of people, I think. But
Okay, so we will touch on these last few real quick. How to Train Your Dragon 3. I think
It looks good.
I love the first two.
I haven't seen the second one. It's on my list to watch. But that trailer actually really got me. I was like, okay, this looks fun. I'm going to see this.
Counter, I don't like the trailer, but I love the second one. Like, the second one is almost a perfect animated film.
Wow.
Looks gorgeous, too, at some point.
Yeah.
At some points, I was like, that's live action. Brightburn, just really quick, this is James Gunn produced, not directed. His film that was going to be shown off at Comic-Con, but because of all the controversy, wasn't. It's if Superman landed on Earth and was evil.
I really like that as a concept.
Have you seen the trailer?
no, I have
No.
not.
It looks pretty good.
But was it the Injustice games where they had an evil Superman?
Injustice is where what if Superman went evil? It's
Right,
Well,
okay.
kind of. It's we'll talk about anyway. Basically, the premise is Joker kills Lois, and
Right.
he goes off the rail. And basically, just wants to rule the Earth. He's like, I know better than humans, all that stuff.
I'm behind
Justice
that.
was Russian Superman.
No, that's
Is that
Red Sun.
Oh,
That's Red Sun.
Rocket Man. That's the biopic of
Elton John.
Elton John. I almost said. Oh my gosh, is it Taron Egerton, the actor who played him? I almost just said it was his biopic.
I really like Elton John, or his music. Not-
Yeah, we were listening to
So-
I'm Still Standing on the way over here.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think the hype with Queen and all this, I think, is going to carry over with a little bit of just using Elton John and going through that, but I don't know.
Right.
They did a really good job with that, but
It looks good. And
Yeah.
if you listen to the Sing soundtrack, he sings, the actor who's playing him sings I'm Still Standing, and it sounds,
It sounds
Really
very
I haven't
similar.
listened to the soundtrack, so
Yeah.
but if he's even close to Elton John, I think we'll-
2 movies
we'll-
left, at least that we went through. Men in Black International or Men in Black 4. The only reason I bring this up, I'm not bringing up Hellboy, the trailer looked bad, but that's also a movie coming out. Men in Black 4, the trailer came out. I don't think it looks terrible, and I really like Hemsworth and Thompson's chemistry after
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok. So even if I don't think the trailer looks good, their chemistry was good in that movie, so I'm hoping they can capture some of that magic again.
Yeah.
And the last one we have is This Is for Zach. I'll let him talk about it.
Fighting with my family. I'm a huge pro wrestling fan. I love just the amount of effort it takes to be able to travel and put your body through all of that. And there's never really been a movie about how a person has become a professional wrestler, apart from a really old one that was a documentary called Beyond the Mat a long time ago. And this one's about a wrestler that I watched and followed as a kid. So I loved it. Knowing that The Rock is going to be producing a movie about a wrestler that I appreciate and where it's going to take place and just how people get into that business. I think it looks really interesting and it might give people some insight to it and it being more than it's just fake fighting.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, she did change, Paige, I don't know her last name, did change the WWE for women, right?
Yes.
That's why it's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. Yeah, she basically kickstarted the women's revolution in pro wrestling on a global scale. Like, women are now like main eventing pay-per-views and doing the same matches that men do. And it's really interesting to see that because a long time ago, wrestling got a lot of flack for the way they treated women. So it's nice to see that company is leading the charge on that and making it something fun for everybody to watch.
Okay, so we're going to talk about, that was all the films for now.
Yep.
We're definitely forgetting something. There'll always be those Oscar movies and those later, like, films that just come out of nowhere that don't get trailers or aren't hyped up before.
Right.
So we're going to try to cover games kind of quick. These are just some games that we're excited for. I could talk a long time about one of them, an ungodly amount of time. But kicking off real quickly, RE2, Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yep.
Looks great.
I'll buy it.
Capcom has done really well these last Monster Hunter World, Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 2 looks great. I'm super excited. I wish it had VR though, because I'm gonna do a segment where I'm making my fiance play Resident Evil 7 in VR, and I'm gonna have her talk about it because I'm gonna torture her. I love you.
She's gonna hate you.
Oh, probably. Kingdom Hearts 3. I have waited 15 years since I beat Kingdom Hearts 2. Do you know? Nomura, if you ever watch this, 15 years, what the freak were you doing for 15 years? It looks great. I've heard nothing but praise from early people who got to play it. I hope it's good. If it's bad, I'm going to be so upset I might just throw the PlayStation out the window. This podcast will die after that because I just can't handle that. Crackdown 3.
It looks fun. I'm glad that Xbox is getting another exclusive. They're bringing back a franchise that I thought was really cool on the 360, so it's nice to see that it's getting some love. I hope it's good. I'll probably buy it.
I'll definitely buy it.
Yeah, Game Pass. You can just pay the
Game
$10
Pass.
and, yeah. But I mean, like the first Crackdown was one of the best 360 games.
Yeah, it really was.
Second one is not good, but the first one, especially the multiplayer on the first one.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that
Good memories there.
I'm hoping that the third one is good. Will it be good? It's been in development for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost forgot about it.
I've never forgot. Every year I'm like, are they going to show it? And then they finally start showing it. And I was like, oh, okay. Well. Division 2. I'm not the biggest fan of Division 1.
I'm the same way. Like, there was the hype, and we all started playing it. Servers were bad. It just, I didn't like it that much. But
I'm excited for it though. I'll play it if us.
It'll be one of those games that you buy, and I hope that I get to play it more than just a few days.
Days Gone. It's hopefully not just Last of Us again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you have eyes, okay, I'm gonna make the assumption either of you have listened to like all the preview stuff for it.
Not a whole lot.
I haven't listened to a lot. But
The world sounds like it's alive, like really alive. Like if you make like noises, zombies will like hear you. You can like throw rocks and like hordes will move that way. It sounds like it's really intense. I'm actually pretty excited for it, and I'm glad it moved to April because it's not gonna be in that February bloodbath of like Anthem and all the other ones.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 5. I love DMC. I didn't play 2 because everyone hated that, but I've missed those style games. I missed Dante for Smash.
Yeah. That's probably going to happen.
Did you play DMC?
I played some of them, but I haven't played them all. I liked it. I mean, Devil May Cry 4, I think, was the one that I played, for sure.
The 360 one?
Yeah.
Where it had... I've just ruined all my credit. I don't remember his name. I almost called him Young Neil.
But yeah, no, I played that one, but I played that when it came out, so it's been a really long time.
Yeah, I remember when that came out. So I don't know if this is coming out. We have it on the list. There's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. If Respawn can make the 2018 release date, and if it's actually good, because we haven't seen anything.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything.
My bet is that it won't come out until 2019. That's just.
That's
my bet because there hasn't been enough things that have came out.
Yeah. I think that they're gonna try to tie it in for a release around Episode 9
in November. That'd be. I guess if nothing else is coming out, I could see a November game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean,
at least a year out.
What we know is that it takes place between Episode 3 and 4, which I'm kind of excited about because I loved Force Unleashed.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that we just get more stories about just the Jedi after the downfall of Order 66. So I have hopes for the game, but like you said, we don't know enough. So I've got my fingers crossed.
I would keep going, but I'll just end up talking. If it between the 3 and 4, if it helps tell more of the story in between that, because I feel like there's always been a gap in between the movies, between 3 and 4 that needs to be filled up eventually one of these days. But
what are you talking about? We got Solo and Rogue One.
Yeah, but not from the Jedi's perspective, from Order 66, but so.
Wolfenstein Youngblood. I barely played Wolfenstein 2. I don't know if
I actually really like Wolfenstein.
the new ones.
Yeah.
I heard they're good.
So-
I just haven't.
I haven't played them. I just put it on there because I figured one of us would talk about it.
They're really good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
it's actually a really good game. The last one especially,
the
but
Switch ports are
Yeah.
legitimately incredible.
Yeah.
So 30 frames per second has never looked so good.
Yeah.
Ori 2, which I don't know if any of us have played Ori 1. It's a beautiful looking game.
It looks beautiful. That's why it's on the list.
It's a platformer. Everyone loves it. It's an Xbox exclusive.
Okay.
Yoshi Switch, which has a name. I hate the. I can't remember its name.
Something toys, right?
So we're doing a segment called Bargain Binning. We're figuring out a punishment for. We're gonna do bad movies, and no, they might not be bad. The idea of this is to go to Walmart or like local retail shops that sell games for under $20 and
Or garage
movies.
sales.
Yeah, or movies that are under probably $10. I actually bought a pile.
I've been looking forward to this all week.
And it is
Oh.
Aquaman for the GameCube, Tak and the Power of Juju, which I've actually
Actually,
heard is
that's
good.
actually a good game.
It was $5. That's what the
Okay.
rule. Madagascar, the tie-in video game.
Ooh.
Charlie's Angels, which I've heard is unplayable after the first level. I've been told now by 4 people that is unplayable. A game called Blowout. It was
Oh
$3.
my
I've never
gosh.
heard of it. And then, of course,
They almost look like Sims. Like,
it's rough. I've seen footage of it. The All Play, which if we roll this, not only do we all suffer, but you will suffer with us. So the idea of it is that each week, or every other, we'll give it 2 weeks. You have a 2-week time limit to beat your game. If you beat it, you're free. If you don't, you have to roll again for another game. But if you beat it, then yeah, it moves on. It's like, let's say Ryan gets it this week. Then it's me or Zach. Just between us, we roll the dice, and then we roll for a game. So this week, if it's 1 or 2, it's Zach. 3 or 4, it's Ryan. 5 or 6, it's me. So you're just going to have to trust us on this. Gosh dang, it's me. Okay, so earlier I wrote down the paper, if I roll 4, we have to play Mary Kate and Ashley. So I'm going to have you put the rest in the box, or in this bag, kind of shuffle them up to the side, and then I will randomly draw one out later. I don't know what so it's just if I roll 4. I was like, I don't know what I'm rolling the dice for. Okay, it's 2.
Roll again!
You ready? I'm looking right at the camera. If you watch the video version, you'll see. Oh, I'm so scared. Please don't be Charlotte's Angels. Oh, Madagascar! Alright. So the goal of this is to
he
beat
almost
it.
got Mary Kate and Ashley.
It's right here, you idiot.
Wait, what was that? There's just 2 copies.
I bought a second. So the goal is I have to beat this game. I have 2 weeks. If I don't, in 2 weeks I redraw.
Oh, it's Charlie's Angels.
No. So that means they'll go back in the pile, though. When they're beat, we won't put them back in the pile. And we'll do this for movies as well. I kind of want to do a box office competition for those. The problem is when we film, all the news is out on it to an extent. So I'd have to be I love looking that stuff up. So it'd be really hard for me to not. It'd be anyway.
Side note of trivia: I've beaten that game 5 times.
I actually think
Wait,
I'm
I'm
beating
pretty
this game
sure
too.
I don't know if I beat it, but I'm pretty sure I played a good chunk of that a long time ago.
So we're gonna plug some things here at the end. Our co-host, that depending on how this was edited, either magically vanished or you saw run off the screen. His name, he's got a Twitch. It's Jittery Jackanape. Follow him on there. He streams from time to time.
He'll be live in a few minutes.
Dude, we're gonna go out there. He's gonna be passed out.
Poor guy.
So make sure you follow him. Do you want any follows on anything?
You can subscribe to this YouTube channel.
Yeah, please subscribe to us. Like us on Facebook. We have an Instagram and Twitter.
And Twitter. Our Twitter handle is Coherent Nothing. And then Instagram is Nothing Coherent.
Which I'm still so surprised that no one has that.
Yes.
I think that's everything for our first.
And you can also check us up on Facebook.
And we should be on iTunes soonish.
Thank you for watching our first episode of Nothing Coherent. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe to our channel. Also, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you for watching and have a great day.